In the heart of the Middle East lies a city that has stirred empires, shaken civilizations, and a home for Jehovah's prophets. Today, once again, Jerusalem is at the center of a gathering storm.
Jerusalem has always been more than just a city. It's been the center of empires, the meeting point of different faiths, and the place where prophecy unfolds. What we see happening today isn't new. It's history coming back around.
Hem gözlerin Kabe'ye çevrilmesini engelleyemeyiz. Hele şu andaki zihniyetle hiç mi hiç engelleyemeyiz. İşte bunun için Kudüs kırmızı çizgimiz. İslam dünyasındaki ülkelerin şu atılan adım ve açıklanan metinle ilgili tavırlarına baktığımız zaman ben halimize acıyorum. Binlerce yıldır olduğu gibi bugün de dünya barışının anahtarı Kudüs'tür. Barış çınarı Kudüs'te yıkılırsa bunun altında tüm dünya kalır.
President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has declared, Jerusalem is our city. To most, a bold political gesture, but to those familiar with Bible prophecy, it was a chilling echo through time.
When President Erdogan says Jerusalem is our city, many people think it's just politics. But those who study prophecy know it means more than that. It echoes a long struggle over who controls Jerusalem.
For over a century, Bible students have watched for a specific prophetic sequence. The rise and fall of a power called the King of the North. A power many believed was the Ottoman Empire, now modern-day Turkey. This question, called the Eastern Question, gripped religious and political minds alike. What happens when the Turkish Empire collapses? And who takes Jerusalem in the end? For decades, the answer seemed final. The Ottoman Empire fell. Turkey turned westward, secularized, abandoned its spiritual claims. But in recent years, that story has changed.
In Bible prophecy, the Ottoman Empire has often been linked with the King of the North. Many thought that story ended 100 years ago. But Turkey's growing influence in Jerusalem shows it may not be over. This isn't by chance, it's deliberate.
Unutmayın, gençler, men sabera zafer. Bir defa şunu açıkça söylemek isterim. Siyonist lobinin baskısıyla yeni Amerikan yönetiminin Gazze ile ilgili gündeme getirdiği önerilerin bizim açımızdan dikkate ve konuşulmaya değer hiçbir yanı yoktur. Bunlar tamamen abesle iştigaldir, havanda su dövme çabalarıdır. Gazze'lileri binlerce yıllık ezeli ve ebedi vatanlarından çıkarmaya kimsenin gücü yetmez. Gazze'si, Batı Şeriası, Doğu Kudüs'üyle Filistin, Filistinlilerindir. 471 gün boyunca İsrail'in her türlü gaddarlığına, vahşetine ve saldırılarına rağmen topraklarını terk etmeyen Gazze halkı, Gazze'de kalmaya, Gazze'de yaşamaya, Gazze'ye sahip çıkmaya devam edecektir. Hangi ambalaja sarılırsa sarılsın, Gazze'yi Gazze'lilerden koparmaya yönelik her türlü plan, hakikatin sert duvarına çarpıp tuz buz olacaktır.
Today, Turkey has returned to Jerusalem. Millions poured into East Jerusalem development. NGOs restoring Ottoman buildings. State-funded religious centers teaching Islamic history tied to the city. National rhetoric focused again on the holy city. And the message is unmistakable. Turkey sees Jerusalem not just as holy, but as political destiny.
Look at what's happening. Cultural projects, the restoration of old Ottoman sites, and money being poured into East Jerusalem neighborhoods. These aren't random acts of kindness. They're strategic. Investments with both political and spiritual meaning.
Jerusalem activists have been sounding the alarm bell for months. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's government has been buying its way into the old city and the Arab neighborhoods, paying for apartment renovations, road maintenance, tours of the holy sites, even handing out cash gifts on Ramadan. And in return, some say he's trying to exert influence and Islamicize the city with a grander plan of rebuilding the Ottoman Empire from Jerusalem outward.
He's doing it in a very smart way. One way is in culture, sponsoring a lot of activity, cultural activities, festivals, and other things. And another way, in the more, I would say, physical way, investing in infrastructures and helping people, Arab people in Jerusalem. He will get kickback from it by having the Turkish flag, having his name, and just to take the like a custodian on the Arab people in Jerusalem.
Recent media reports claim the Israeli security services were warned about the issue not only by local activists, but by leadership in other Arab nations, including Saudi Arabia and neighboring Jordan, who feel Erdogan's mission could have a destabilizing effect on the delicate balance over control of Jerusalem's holy sites and potentially the greater region at large.
Israel is caught in the middle of a struggle in the Muslim world over who will control East Jerusalem and the holy sites in Jerusalem, a struggle between the radical group headed by Erdogan and the Saudi Jordan group who currently have the authority under the King of Jordan. We know how to handle this struggle. We will strengthen the less radical Arab group by way of our sovereignty.
The Turkish consulate in Jerusalem did not respond to numerous requests for comment for this story. Muslims we spoke with off camera in the old city told us they're unaware of any Turkish initiatives in the area. But if Erdogan does indeed envision rebuilding the Ottoman Empire, a local historian says he can heed the wisdom of the man whose namesake street leads to Damascus Gate and into the Muslim quarter, Sultan Suleiman, who ruled the Ottoman Empire for longer than anyone else.
Over 2,500 years ago, the prophet Daniel recorded a vision of end-time geopolitical tension.
Prophecy in Daniel 11 speaks of a power planting its palace in the glorious holy mountain, Jerusalem. Scholars more than a century ago said Turkey might one day set its sights here again. Today we are watching this unfold before our very eyes.
He foresaw a power planting its palace in the glorious holy mountain, that is, Jerusalem. And suddenly he shall come to his end, and none shall help him. This is Daniel 11:45, and for many prophetic scholars, that power is modern Turkey. More than 100 years ago, Adventist scholar A.T. Jones wrote, "The Turks themselves expect to be driven from Constantinople, and that the seat of their power will then be Jerusalem." The prophecy was seen as suspended until now, because now it's reawakening. Revelation 16 adds to this picture. The drying up of the great river Euphrates, a symbol of the Turkish dominance, prepares the way for the kings of the East.
And the Bible doesn't stop there. Revelation 16 describes the Euphrates drying up, symbolizing the decline of Turkish power, preparing the way for the final global crisis. What happens in Jerusalem, the prophet says, sets the stage for the end of history as we know it.
In other words, the fall of Turkish power in Jerusalem is a signal that global prophetic events are about to unfold. Because the very next verse, Daniel chapter 12 verse 1 says, "At that time shall Michael stand up." The divine Son of God who brings judgment and signals the end of probation. The standing up of Michael marks the close of human probation, the final movements in Earth's history, a time of global upheaval, natural and spiritual. And all of it proceeds from Jerusalem. So why does this matter?
This is why it matters. Jerusalem isn't just a city on a map. It is a prophetic marker. What may appear like politics is actually aligning with a divine timeline. And according to prophecy, the world's final war begins right there.
Because what looks like mere political maneuvering is a fulfillment of a map drawn long ago by divine insight. Because the next world war will begin here. Prophecy speaks, the world and Jerusalem watches. Turkey's moves.